Welcome back, or welcome to We Care a Lot. I'm half the podcast, Mel.
I'm the other half, Sam.
Hey!
Hello. We're back. What can we say? It's like a weekly thing, I guess.
I guess.
We been here every week for like 100 and something weeks. Sometimes twice a week.
More than 100. There's 52 weeks in a year.
So like 200 and something if it's 4.
Yeah. Sometimes double in a week back in the day.
Literally, we have probably like 400 episodes.
That's actually fucking crazy.
It's a little terrifying. Just a smidge.
Yeah, I don't know. And
we were drinking for half of those. You know what I mean? It's just kind of crazy. Kind of glad we stopped that, but anyway.
You said...
Not what this episode's about at all.
Well,
no. Maybe.
So, today's episode, you probably clicked on the title, so you know what we're doing here. But we,
you know why you're here.
You know why you're here. But we kind of just want to discuss this whole trad wife trend. I mean, of course, I feel like now it's almost it's not dead and gone at this point, but I feel like it was a high, and now we're just rolling down the mountain a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I do kind of love the name we assigned, trad wife. Instead of I don't know, it's just kind of fun.
It makes it cute.
It does. It does make it a little oh, she's trad wife.
Okay.
That's my take on it. But the definition though of what is a trad wife, I mean,
it's a traditional woman, a traditional she takes on traditional values. And with that said, I would say it's more on the gender norms.
Gender role of a wife.
Housewife.
Yeah. Housewife. Traditionally cooks, cleans, gardens. Takes care of the kids. Looks cute.
There's an aesthetic to it.
What else? Are we missing anything else? It's kind of I
think that's it.
Kids, cook, clean, cute.
Yeah. That is job.
Job is trad.
Job is to be trad. And I feel the resurgence was really heavily, I guess, seen on TikTok with Ballerina Farm.
Yeah.
Nora Smith.
Nara, I think, right?
Sorry, Nara Smith.
Yeah,
Nara Smith.
Okay, I won't insert my opinion yet. But yes, they are the two that I think of. I don't know that there's another one that I personally know of. Right?
Well,
do you?
It's yes,
big.
I mean, no,
yeah.
No, that's the biggest people, but on a smaller, more niche scale. Mm-hmm. I used to follow this ASMR artist. Her name was Gwen. I don't remember her her YouTube name or whatever. Yeah. But she was then on TikTok, and she was very liberal and very queer, and then she turned full 180 and turned into trad wife.
Interesting.
And it was kind of robotic and a little bit scary, and I think the internet got really freaked out by
even
that.
her opinions changed and stuff.
Yeah, she was a conservative.
See, that's the part,
and that's the part that I feel the embracing of it sometimes can't be dissected away from the cultural.
So in your opinion, you're saying the trad wife comes with the values of a man,
a conservative
man,
money,
and you do what I want, kinda.
Just a patriarch,
or you take care of the kids and that's your role.
Yeah,
you don't have a career.
I feel it just lies really heavy on the patriarchy, and so I guess there could be a world in which both exist, but
because I feel watching Ballerina Farm and Nara Smith, I don't really.
Yeah, but what was your take on her?
It just irks me. Her whispering irks me. I can't lie, and that's just I still am
preference of yours.
It's a preference.
I think that's why she got so famous.
Right, it was unique, and then the outfits she slays. But I can't watch it. It just irks me. It makes me so uncomfortable. I don't know why. But anyway.
So Ballerina Farm then.
Well, so Nara, I still feel leans into the trad wife in a way of like, I'm capitalizing it to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think she falls into the conservative values. Maybe. I don't know though. But she's like still a model, like has her own career, you know.
I get what you're saying.
And she just like enjoys cooking. And then also a lot of her content is ironic, I guess, like satire.
Yeah, it's a satire.
So sure. Like, I guess she's like more like satire trad wife. So it's not necessarily like she embodies it.
It's like rage bait almost.
A little, right?
Yeah.
And then Ballerina Farm, I know I think we might have talked about that whole scandal of like, is he controlling or not, which, so I follow her because I like the cooking. The cooking and the cleaning. What song is that? I don't know. She's like it's like from when we were in high school, and it's just like, I do the cooking and the cleaning. You know what I'm talking
about? Yes.
Right. What? I don't know.
I'm trying to think of the song. Should I look it up?
Is it that important?
It has to be.
And
yes, cleaning. I do the cooking.
Yes, I do the Hey Mama, Nicki Minaj and David Guetta.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay. Hey Mama. Okay. I haven't heard this song in so long. Anyway, kind of on point with this theme though. She like went to Ireland for like a month.
Yeah.
To learn how to, you know, cook, pursue that passion like more in depth, I guess. And he did it with her, which like it's their family business to like create things to cook and whatever. And they have a farm and stuff. And I don't like.
Do you mean family business on like her like?
I think platform? Both, because the farm itself like is like he does like, I mean they all do like as a family, but like maintain the farm.
Doesn't he
cows.
Like own an airline?
That I don't know, but
he's like a billionaire.
From what her content is, they run a farm. So he does it in addition. I think no context on that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's like a difference of a lifestyle versus like a livelihood.
I see.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
We'll get to that at a later.
Yeah. So, but for me, I think they're not necessary. Like, they don't give absolutely conservative in their views. You know what I mean?
Interesting, because the whole scandal was literally about how.
Well, I mean him specifically, but like Nara.
But again, she's a satire version of.
It's crazy.
Of it.
Just thinking about her voice, it irks me. But yeah,
I hope nobody feels that way about our voices. Probably mean, somebody.
It's no tears shed, period, girl. Like I would be your friend. I just can't.
You can't whisper in my ear.
Yeah, please don't whisper. I don't like ASMR like that. But on like a lower end, I guess, of people, like not necessarily like famous for just being trad wife, but just people like, I don't know, to be a trad wife, does it genuinely mean embodying all of those things, like having children, not having a career other than like motherhood, which is a career in itself, I guess, but like that's kind of the trad wife role. Or is it just liking traditionally feminine things? Because I feel like we, as a group of friends, in maybe satire, will be like, oh, we're so trad wife right now. You know what I mean? Like, we'll just be like, oh my God. Because for me, I genuinely like traditionally feminine things. Like, I think we both do. Like, pop culture, fashion, beauty, cooking, enjoying meals, making a home, throwing parties. Like, all those things are traditionally feminine. So, like, for me, I feel like I identify.
You're a trad wife?
Not as a trad wife, but just, like, as a traditionally feminine person.
I see.
You know what I mean? So, like, maybe that's... I'm meshing them incorrectly. But maybe I see some of myself in some of them. And that's why I'm like... but, like, they're just traditionally feminine. Like, it's okay that they like to cook. Or they want to take care of their kids and stay at home. Or whatever.
Yeah, I think, like... I guess, like, it became such a trend in general because the appeal is obviously there. There's a lot of women who do enjoy aspects of traditional femininity, which is completely okay. And I think that this, like, trend has really, like, escalated it. I think it's, like, the underbelly of what a trad wife, like, means and, like, in a societal standpoint. You know what I mean? Like,
Hello, Darling? Was that the movie? What's it called? Good. With what's-her-face and Harry Styles.
What the fuck is that movie called?
Hello.
No.
Bye, darling. See you later, darling. Adios. What the fuck? called?
It's something darling.
No.
Dude, we're bad today.
This is really bad. Harry Styles movie. Don't worry, darling.
Don't worry, darling. Yeah, like, I think that was a good depiction of, like, the underbelly of, like, the dark side of... No, it's like... I guess it's, like, now it's a choice like what to be traditionally feminine, but before that is the only option. You know what I mean?
The choice piece is interesting to, like... You know?
Yeah.
Like, at least it's a choice now? We could say. And I think... At least, like, you have the choice to do it or not. It's not being...
Well,
in some cases maybe it is being thrust upon, right?
Today's
like
politics.
I don't know, maybe you are being forced to do that, but at this moment a majority of people I think are choosing.
There's a decision there, right, that you can, and I think, like, with that said, I feel like the pendulum had to swing in some form where, like, we entered, like, I was gonna say millennial, but I guess, like, just, like, the very specific version of feminism that, like, began as,
like, our generation of it,
not ours, but the one above us.
Okay.
Like, really girl bossed it out. Like, will only take career over men.
Yeah, the exhaustion.
Fuck having kids and children. Like, I feel like the pendulum had to swing a little bit to, like, be like, well,
this is an option.
These things also exist, and, like, we don't have to ignore them in order to... I guess, and that's, like, another part of the conversation is, like, where does feminism really lie in the scale there, like, from, like, girl boss to trad wife,
which is what you're kind of saying, like, you don't know that if you're a trad wife if you can be a feminist. I guess
I'm not saying you can't be a feminist. I think it just, like, I don't see how your feminism would then, like, really take full shape there, because I feel like feminism is going against the patriarchy, and so, like, completely immersing yourself in traditional values cannot... I don't think you can necessarily be a feminist in that regard.
I think it's hard because we don't know anyone, you know? So it's kind of like, I don't know what you think behind the scenes of what they do, I guess.
And I mean, like, I can see, like, the conversations that these people could be, like, bringing to the table of, like, well, you know, feminism, at least, like, for most people, I think, believe that it's, like, about just creating equality between the genders,
which is, like, a choice to be whatever you want, I guess.
And I mean, yeah, but it's not even, like, about that. I think, like, they could also bring to the table of, like, I am an equal with my partner who's a man, for example, and we're equals in a way where, like, we provide the same amount of effort, but in different ways. And I can see that.
Yeah.
But I think when, like, your partner or even yourself are not okay with the maybe balance. Swapping certain roles, then that becomes, like...
Right.
Then no, you're being stuck to a certain perspective what this gender is.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it literally comes down to what people like how they take on the definition of trad wife. Like, if it's like, yeah, I do stay home, I do take care of our kids, I do cook, but my husband acknowledges that, and he loves that, and he will any day take care of, you know what I mean? Like, there's maybe, like, that balance, like, then okay, then you're not.
But I feel like a person who is that way wouldn't be like, I'm a trad wife.
True.
You know what I mean?
Ironically.
That would be maybe. Like... Ironically.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't think that person would genuinely be like, I'm a trad wife, and I serve my husband and our children. Like, it would be like...
serve.
And that's how it feels. The underbelly of it all.
See, I thought it was a cute little trend.
I mean, it's a cute little trend.
I guess it kind of is a cute little trend. But, like, I thought... trad wife was more like, I like traditionally feminine things, jokey, but I do see...
I mean, that's why it's also called, like, trad wife, though. It's not, like, called, like, trad girl. You know what I mean? Like...
Oh my god, can we start that? I'm a trad girl. But in positive connotation.
I don't know that it will take on, but you can try to stick it. But that's why I feel like it's called trad wife, because, like, the traditional viewpoint of what a wife does.
Where's trad husband?
Because it doesn't have to be, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. It's, like, it's hard because, like, I personally don't want to knock anyone who chooses to do the traditional role of being a mother or whatever, caretaker and all those things, because I don't think it's like bad. And if it is genuinely your choice, then period, like empowered. Like you chose to be a mom or whatever, take care of your home, whatever the situation is. But it is the problem when it's like taken advantage of because the patriarchy and men can just get away with it and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I think like it's very cute and fun to think about like the aspects that make femininity fun. But when they're weaponized against us to keep us in a certain line, I think that's where like the definition doesn't get fun anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I mean, like, even with like ballerina form, I feel like it's like, I think her situation in general, like the trad wife definitely has like a negative connotation towards it because she gave up what seems like a dream of being a dancer and having a career as a dancer to being a mother in a farm. And like that path is fine, but then like there's like the elements of like the controversy where like he wouldn't get her a nice vacation for her birthday. Yeah, it's whether or not
like the underlying conversations we don't have access to between them, you know?
Yeah.
And like rightfully so, they don't owe us anything, like obviously.
No.
But it's also just like a very interesting topic to think about, like I don't know. I mean, I guess she has said like, no, I chose this for myself and like this is what I wanted. So I guess in that way she's like trying to negate the fact that this was like forced upon her, I guess.
I don't know like where I got this information, but like I think like during that whole era there was of like her controversy, there was people talking about how she's like said in certain videos that like he like not coerced her but just like did like tell her like,
but don't you
if we're having kids now, like you have to be at home.
That's crazy.
So it's like
it's just so crazy that people even like
I don't know what the truth is. I
know, right?
But like if that
no, like, not the lie, but just like people could think that way. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'd be like, why don't you stay home?
Yeah.
I mean, unless I want to.
Unless I want to,
then period.
I mean, we've said that so many fucking times on the podcast. Like, how fucking nice if you never have to work again. Like, yeah. And that's the other part that I feel like we went so, at least like millennials went so fucking hard on girl bossing that like, I think like Gen Z, I mean, you still want like a career, but it's like, I think that's why influencing, like being an influencer is so like appealing is because it's like work, but it's
play.
Not. It's like my lifestyle versus like,
going I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Support somebody else's dream or whatever. Yeah. No, I agree. I think just our generation having like the beauty of choice, and it's hard to decipher whether some people are doing it out of choice or I mean it could be totally like internal, like they think it's their choice, which like that's just like so muddy though. We can't even get into like if they think it's their choice or not, because like it's just like okay, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like, it is what it is. Like,
it is what it is.
If they're happy, they're happy. You know what I mean? Like, period.
Yeah.
And that's not our journey.
I just, like, I can't like, unsee the things that I see, like, on conservative media or, like, not like, by, like, I don't mean, like, Fox News, but I mean, like, conservative, like, influencers or just people posting on the internet that are conservative.
Just think about the Republican like, makeup trend.
Exactly. Like, those women that, like, I don't know. Like during the whole like election, there was like that group of women who were like Trumpies and like they all sang songs and like
oh god, I didn't see
sat
that.
on lives.
They
anyway,
sang songs.
Yeah, they had like Trump songs that they would sing, and like a lot of the conversations around there were like, I want to like, yeah, like it feels very Handmaid's Tale. It's like everything's so relevant to me right with that.
I know you're freaking yourself out watching that show, but like. Again.
There's women who really believe that they should just, like, that is their purpose, is to be at home.
Which, but the conversation not, like, of do they believe it?
But less of choice and more so, like, it's my destiny. Like, as women, not, like, just her personally.
Right,
but, like,
every woman.
Every woman
that part
needs
is the
to
problem.
Be at home.
That part's the problem.
And that's the problem.
Because, like, that's what I'm saying. If it's their choice and they chose to do it,
okay. I'm letting you be your little you go ahead.
Don't tell me what to do, though.
Literally.
I think that's maybe the overall, like, at the end of the day, we believe, don't tell anybody else how to live their life.
Yeah.
And even if you fall into these traditional roles doesn't mean you have to do anything else. Do you know what I mean? Like, just because I like cooking and cleaning doesn't mean when I get in my relationship that that's my role.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is a partnership.
Yeah, and that's how we feel about it.
Right. That is how we feel about it.
Even to, like, discuss, like, the whole, like, gay perspective of it, I just feel like when trad wives or, like, the traditional women talk about their purpose and where they're supposed to be, like, it leaves no room for other people to make, like, I guess a choice in that, because it's like, well, then who's the man? Or, like, for two gay men, it's like, who's the woman then? And it's like, it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think just, like, I think that's why I feel like labeling yourself as, like, a trad woman. I don't know. I feel like it gets a little muddy just because I feel like we can all just, like y'all get so mad about labels, but I feel like it's, like, at the end of the day, like,
you want to be that role.
You want to be that role, but, like, why can't we all just share different aspects of what each, like, gender norm entails? Like,
well, we've talked about, like, how there's feminine and masculine, like, traits and things, and how we all just have pieces of each of those, and that's fine. Right. And then we all just lean into whatever it is. Like, it doesn't have to be, I don't know. Yeah, it is, like, crazy to me that, because I'm not gonna lie, even on our end, we could be judgmental and be, like, haters or whatever, but I don't know, like, that sing song group, it's crazy to me. Like, I just, like, maybe, I have an opinion on how you're living your life, and I don't think that you should have to do anything that a man tells you to do because he said so or whatever. Yeah. But also, I'm not the one to be like, well, get out of it. You need to do something about it. Like, even if it was, like, God forbid, one of my fucking friends, I would just be like, if you ever want to talk, like, I'm here, like, or whatever, like, opening up a conversation, not saying, like, you need to do something this way or that way. So why are people online talking to a bunch of strangers? How people should, I don't know. Yeah. And that's not even, like, a messy topic either. Trad white, like, silly. Just absolutely silly.
I'm like, just let us all just fucking choose what we want. Yeah. Like, I mean, I love a 1950s fucking aesthetic, but I don't want the lifestyle, girl. You know what I mean?
Like, love Stepford Wives, the movie.
But, like, don't make me one. You know what I mean?
But don't put me in that little town. Actually, put me in the little town, but don't put me with the men.
I want to be with the girls.
Don't include the husbands. That is crazy, though.
Facts. Like, I mean, like, I think it's like this pendulum swing that, like, I think people are really enjoying the traditional aesthetic, the traditional, I want to say, like, activities that, like, women used to, homemakers.
Summer camp. Like, literally, the fuck.
Like, I feel like women were seen as homemakers and, like.
You said home wreckers. I was like,
homewreckers. Homemakers.
True, though. Home wreckers, too.
And, like, I think with that, like, all of the intricacies of all of that are, like, really fun to think about, and they've now just become hobbies for women. Right. And I think that's
why it's fun, because we don't have to make bread. We don't I mean, we gotta clean. You know, like,
but everybody gotta clean up after yourself.
Right, exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Again, the choice, like, it has changed everything for our generation to be able to choose it. And I mean, some of the people our younger generations kind of advocating, but it's also different because they have the choice. Yeah. So it's like, okay, period. It's a choice, babe. Don't run my life. Yeah. And I don't even know what, like, modern femininity looks like. If, you know what I mean? Like, it is traditionally, I don't know, what is femininity today? Like, is it choice to be anything? Like, I think femininity still has those, like, I guess, soft traits of, like, caretaking, community building rather than homemaking. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's more like bringing people together. Yeah. So, like, it still has, like, those underlying traits, I guess, of feminism, traditional feminism. Yeah. Or femininity. But it is a little more, like, broad, maybe.
And I think people have a problem with that. I feel like people are scared that, like, things will stop, like, having their meaning.
Or like, we'll just stop having kids or something.
Not that. It's just like, I feel like even just like the term like you were trying to describe femininity right now, and it was like not so like black and white, and I feel like people don't like things to be gray, and it makes them uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
I mean, like we said when we do, I don't know what other episodes, but like we love to be put in a box. We love
a box.
We love a little box. Stay in that lane. This is the perimeter. Don't leave it.
It's easier to like conceptualize what this person is then if they're in a box.
Right.
Yeah.
And as a person like trying to identify with whatever it is, it's nice to be like, okay, this is what the box looks like.
Right.
Like this is what
the box does.
Right. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing in it. So I can see why gray is uncomfortable, but in the long run, or like in the broad scope of life, it's like, but you have the opportunity and the abundance to do whatever.
And I feel like that's what, in my opinion, like modern feminism is like the freedom to choose and to have the ability to like free flow between,
with that contingent that like if your partner isn't like, is it a true choice, I guess?
Yeah.
That's the factor.
Yeah. I mean, even just like being seen in society as like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's like what I feel like modern feminism is.
Yeah.
I think like for a long time it was the girl boss gatekeep, whatever the fuck.
It was.
And so I think like I get why that got tiring really fast, because it's like then we're just trying to live up to like a man's
expectation
world.
of success. Yeah.
And I feel like
and so like I see you the pendulum like
swinging.
Now I see why, because I mean during girl boss I'm sure women who maybe still were choosing to be traditionally whatever trad wife-esque, like
felt butthurt.
Felt fucking butthurt, like I'm not successful because I'm raising, and then that's when it was like, no, being a mom still isn't like, you know, then we went and then the pendulum swung all the way,
and now we're like, both sides sound kind of crazy. And now we're like, I just want to exist and be paid. Like, because that really,
it's all men were doing.
Yeah.
I want to exist and get it. And then if I choose to have a baby, I choose to have a baby. Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Male birth control? Is this the time?
Is this the time?
Should we talk about it? But actually, anywho.
I think like a larger question that I think like when bringing up this topic before that we thought we were going to disagree on, but is like can you be traditionally feminine and still be independent?
You said no.
I said no, because that's the whole concept of a trad wife.
Right. See, that's the thing. I was like, we need to get into it on what the definition of trad wife is. Because to me, it was silly goofy.
Silly goofy.
I like traditionally feminine things. Yeah. Exactly. Like, I love Joanne's fabrics.
Well, they're closing. R.I.P.
Are they?
Yeah. All their stores.
They just opened a new one by me.
The sales will be popping, though.
Okay. Extreme couponing, also traditionally feminine potentially. But anyway, so like my definition was a little more chill, I guess. Like I identified as it. I was like, yeah, I could be a trad wife, like whatever. But hearing the other side of like maybe more depth of the concept, I'm like, yeah, I mean, if you don't have choice or you're just emulating something that doesn't have choice, I don't know, like choice really is just like the key word here on it. Like we choose to do these things because we enjoy them, not because we have to, not because someone's saying, well, learn it, figure it out. Like even our parents, you know, like they're not even pushing that on us. Like, well, why aren't you married with kids? Like, or whatever, you know, like that's not coming from our generation above us either. Yeah.
I think that this whole like concept of like, okay, let's take the wife part out of like trad and just do like femininity. Can those two exist in your like
being
mind?
Independent and feminine, or
traditionally feminine?
Oh my God,
so like, and that includes all of the things, but without the husband. You know what I mean? In mind anyway. Oh.
Yes. Like if you like, I think I am traditionally feminine. I enjoy cooking, baking, cleaning, you know?
Yeah, but then you're still looking to have a career outside of your traditional femininity, though, right?
So you're saying that wouldn't be part of it?
Does that include that?
Like I want kids, would be open to not working, but I want to like work in general. You know what I mean? I feel like there's like a blurred.
Like I'm thinking almost like Ballerina Farm. But like the husband didn't exist. I guess she could be trad wife because she's or traditionally feminine because she's doing everything, but like
the husband isn't telling her to do it, I guess.
But not even that. Like it's like her content is her job, so it's like that is a world in which I see it. But like, how does someone do that who doesn't have money?
I see what you're saying.
I guess that's another conversation. It's like I think personally, it's very easy to see trad wife only in white women because it's like it's a privilege to not be able to work and just raise your kids.
I mean, to be making content also is a privilege in itself. It, across the board.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, even if he wasn't a billionaire or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he might be. Someone let us know.
Let us know. I think he owns like an airline, I think.
That's crazy. See, but I'm kind of like, T. You know what I mean? Like, we're kind of...
But he's buying his wife a fucking apron. Love that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but I am kind of like, that's T. If my man was super rich and could pay for me to live my life in the way that I wanted to. I'm not saying that is going to happen or like that is my dream life, maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a possibility and a choice. Again, a choice.
It's a choice.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm conflicted.
I like think about like all the like the Habibi like girls. You know
who the heck is that? What?
It's like the Middle Eastern or like the Dubai like baddies like how like they have like their men who literally fund their lifestyle. But they know.
Right.
So it's like
again, that's why I say yes. I think you can be traditionally feminine and independent. I just think you have that underlying piece of like.
But then what is
for you? Traditional is like not having a career, I guess, and like.
That is a traditional. Your career is your homemaking.
I mean, I would like that. I'm good at it and I enjoy it. You know what I mean?
I get that. I could still be independent. Like, then what does that mean to be independent then? If you're relying on your partner.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
You see, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that they can exist then.
But then why not in general? Like if it's a partnership and I bring things to the table and you bring things to the table financially, I don't have to be the one
so then what's
to be independent. I mean, I think there's different, I guess, definitions. Like financial independence would be one thing, but if you don't need it outside of your partner because you still have the choice to like do the things you want, I guess. So like, independence is just, again, choice. Like I get to live my life how I want to live it. And they get to live life the way they want to live it because of the things I provide too. You know what I mean? Like we have kids and I take care of them and we don't have to spend daycare money. So that's the value I bring. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
What you're saying.
Yeah. So like to me, I still think independence lives there. I don't think you have to be fully financially independent. Do I value that? Me personally, I think I do. But I still think a world exists where someone could say I'm independent without that piece. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like it's unfair to say like because you don't bring money to the table.
I mean, I just also just think on like.
It's like the gaslight girl boss.
I was just thinking on like.
We were fed. Which that's probably why I still feel that way, you know?
Yeah. I was just thinking about like women who are probably stuck in some of these like tradition like trad wife.
No, like genuinely scary.
And like stuck in it where they're like literally feeling alone every single day in their role as a woman.
Totally.
And like the mom and the homemaker. I feel like that is an independence in a way where like you're literally doing the whole thing. You're just like
not enjoying it.
Not even just not enjoying it, but like I feel like that like the money's like not even a thought there because like you're independently doing
it's the choice.
The whole thing by yourself. But also like to me then that's not independence because it's your like it's not a choice. Yeah, it's like it
comes down to choice. It comes down to choice. Yeah, that's the independence I think.
Yeah.
Determinator? Is that a word? Determinator? Arnold Schwarzenegger? The Determinator? Determinating factor?
Right, correct.
Sure. We'll call it that.
We would have been taught Determinator if that was a word.
Determinating? I don't know. Yeah. Whatever, anyway. But yeah, I think so. I don't know. Do you still feel like it wouldn't be considered independence.
Yeah, it still feels like a little fishy in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think it does depend on a situation. I think that's my final answer. Like, there's some seriously scary situations that people have found themselves in.
Absolutely.
So,
I think it's just like, I think how you define your role in, and I think I guess I'm speaking more on like a
heterosexual
on a partnership like situation. Like, okay. I think that's the only way that my brain can really classify the independence piece, because I'm like, well, that in being independent means alone. So if you're not alone and you're with somebody,
then how would that work?
Right. But I just, yeah,
I guess, what does independence look like in a partnership? Right. What is that definition?
Right. So I feel like it could exist. I think it just, again, like we've been saying, it just comes down to choice and how you define it in your relationship.
You're like, but then not the one that's scary, and don't define it that way.
Don't define it that way.
Disclaimer.
Like, I just think like those like singing Trump ladies. I'm like, I don't think you're independent.
That makes my tummy icky. I don't want anyone to live in a world where they just like feel less than anyone else.
No, yeah. And I think like we were just talking about like Chappell Roan and how she went on Call Her Daddy, and how she was talking about her friends being miserable because they're in the stage of like life where they're raising their young kids.
Under 5-year-olds and stuff.
And I think a lot of people took offense to her saying that they're like miserable. And like, to an extent, I get it. Like, if you went on a podcast and talked about,
and you're the only friend with a kid or something,
or like vice versa. Like, if I was like, yeah, fucking Sam's miserable because she has kids. Like,
right. It would be like hurtful.
But at the same time, like,
that's also her opinion of them being miserable, you know? Like, maybe they are like hot mess, like frantic, a little frazzled, but they're like, but I love it's so rewarding. You know what I mean?
And I think like at the end of the podcast, like towards the end, she was like, yeah, no, but they love their fucking lives. Like, they love being with their kids.
She's like, this is not for me.
But it's not for me. Again, choice is fucking important.
Right.
What were we just saying before that, though? Why did I bring that up?
I said I don't want anyone to feel less than anyone else.
Oh, right. Like, I just feel like, let's not put anyone else's, like, lifestyle or choices in lifestyle down.
That's not what it's about, for sure.
It's not about that.
I think it's, like, the scary situations where it feels like other people are trying to tell other people what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
And, like, it probably feels like we're coming across that way if you are, like, very traditional, like, if you are a true trad wife.
Girl. I'm just scared of
this is just our opinion. Yeah, this is just our opinion that we don't think that's a healthy dynamic.
No.
That's it. And if you want to live like that, that is fully your choice. As long as you feel empowered in that choice, I guess.
Yeah.
And if you're not, then I don't know what to say. You're just going to be upset with us, and that's what it is. But
I think it really just comes down to me that, like, oh my god, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
What was I going to say? I don't know. It was important, but I can't remember now, so that's okay. Just move it along.
You probably said it earlier in a different way.
Not in a different way.
Yeah, so I hope no one's feeling judged, I guess is the word. Maybe reflective is a good one, though. If you are feeling maybe a little like you can relate to the other people that we are afraid of.
Or speak by.
So if you're feeling that way, maybe it's time to reflect, you know? And if you agree with us, even, like, time to reflect on what do you think? Because, like, we even had to think about, like, I don't know what femininity looks like in today's world and what it means to me. Because I feel like it is, like, it's kind of personal.
It is. I think it's a personal reflection of, like, an expression.
I agree.
I mean, there's so many things that, like, I love that are traditionally feminine, and
there's things that are, I'm like, there's things that are masculine that I like washing my car. What's traditionally masculine?
providing.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that.
Giving away money.
I actually like providing sometimes.
It depends, but like
as a choice.
in an feminine way a little.
But
like,
also like
providing advice.
Want to choose.
Yeah, no, you're right. Providing feels good sometimes.
It does.
I'm like, when I cook for my family. Like, I love providing. I'm dead.
No, but like when you're like able to like buy someone a nice gift,
no,
like,
100%.
So
It does. Like,
what else can they do? You know what? That's the question we should be asking around here.
What's a masculine trait that I can?
What's trad husband?
Like build, like fixing.
Oh,
fixing. DIY craft.
I can craft.
No, but we're into like, I think like painting. Is that still feminine? Fuck.
No, I think that could be masculine.
Like
we can
patch
tile.
Drywall.
We
can
tile.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to like learn how to change my own oil.
My dad can do that if you want to learn.
Where do I take the oil?
The oil is a problem, but I think you can take it to like down like to the oil place and they'll take it for you.
Nice.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyway, that's something I've wanted to do.
I want to learn that.
I don't do it yet.
But like that's not to see, like we clearly fall in line with a more traditionally feminine things we like to do.
Yeah.
Activities, hobbies, whatever. But there are a many of women who like masculine things and men who like feminine things.
Yeah.
Is that not just the point where we're like, it is what it is?
Just let people fucking be.
Right.
Like,
let people be.
You know? I'll let you sit with your chickens and your
chickens. Don't you want chickens?
I do want chickens. See? Feminine.
See? I don't even know. Is that feminine? I'm a little scared of chickens myself. not that defines feminine, but like, is that like farming?
Farming? Well, not farming, but like gathering.
Livestock. Ooh. Oh, hunting.
Not for me.
Not us going through hunting and gathering. But yeah, hunting. For sure. Sports. I mean, in general, that's quote unquote
huge,
masculine.
Huge today in today's feminine world.
The WNBA. My dad's actually kind of following some of it now. I'm like, we're doing things. The world is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Women are coming up. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, those women would not have been able to have the choice to build out those careers if everyone was a trad wife.
Which at times they were, like, old times back in the day. You know what I mean? Oh, what? You looked confused. Like,
I'm just a little confused.
Yeah, like, they had to be back in the day is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Also, what I was going to say is that, like...
Oh. She remembers.
No, not that. Dang it. That was an old one. I lost that one for real.
Fuck.
No, but, like, that I sometimes, like, correlate... like traditional femininity to like back in the day. See, like not even like 1950s where like we had magazines and we could read, but like
1900s.
But I'm thinking like literally women could only like cook, clean, do laundry, like and men were the ones who were reading, being scholars, being like,
oh, that's tea.
You know what I'm saying?
We weren't learning. No growth.
Like I'm literally thinking Handmaid's Tale, like they're not allowed to read.
Bank accounts, can't make money for themselves. It's a scary thing.
Scary thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is feeling really, really personal to me because
that's like even more traditionally that's like ancient feminism. You know what I mean?
Not like, ancient.
Their femininity. Sorry, not feminism. That's ancient wife.
Ancient wife. 1900s wife.
Right. Thinking about her. Thinking about our ancestors for a sec. Damn, it's rough.
And I think that's where the fear comes. It's like, I don't want to be that. You know?
That's like terrifying to think you can't read. Huh? Book talk, couldn't have it.
Couldn't do book talk.
That's crazy.
Couldn't do book club.
Literally nothing. No. Katie was telling me, actually, what is it? Malcolm in the Middle? She started rewatching it, I guess.
Love that show.
And she said it's actually like, so like the messages are actually like really good. And she said that, what's the mom's name? Do you remember? I don't remember. Okay, so the mom, she joins a book club, or she feels guilty about joining a book club, and the husband, also don't remember his name. She was feeling guilty, and at first he was like, not catching, she says this is how he's not catching on to it or whatever. And then he realizes she needs like validation that it's okay for her to go to book club and not be with her kids.
So sweet.
I'm crying. It's a literal TV show
that you didn't even watch.
So funny.
Yeah, you've been in a crying mood. Very feminine of you.
She might be altering. She might be switching to a trad wife. Be careful, the robots. Anyway, so he said, like, it's like, yeah, babe, like, go to book club. It's fine. And she's like, I just like want intellectual conversation. He's like, you're so smart. Like, you need to be stimulated. Like, whatever. He's like hyping her up. And she goes, and they don't talk about the book at all, and they just get drunk.
Period. You know, sometimes you need that.
And then she was like at first really pissed off, like, what the fuck? I was supposed to get my intelligent conversations going. And then she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get drunk. So then, yeah, it was just funny. But anyway.
Choices.
Book club.
Everything.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to end that out.
I do hope that women in general, like the girls and the gays, like, let's all, I mean, the gays are like in it, but like the girls, I think sometimes are fighting about what it means to be a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And it really,
there's no need.
Be the kind of girl you want to be. That's it. Let's just leave it at that.
That was very brats of you. I don't know why, but it was giving like passion for fashion. Be the girl you want to be. You know what I mean? Like, it's giving tagline.
Tagline.
Be the girl you want to be.
Period.
Anyways, so
yeah,
those are our thoughts.
Those are our thoughts on the trad wife of it all.
Mm-hmm.
If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know. Engage with us on our social platforms at We Care a Lot Pod. In the comments, wherever you are, please give us some form, like, let us know you're here.
Yeah. And I really do hope we've got some more of the girlies heading to YouTube, because our audience is very male right now. And you know what? If that's the case, maybe we just don't need to be on YouTube, because it's just not hitting. But maybe it is. Maybe you are on YouTube and it is hitting.
Maybe we're just...
Give us a thumbs up, please. Just give us something.
Maybe we're a good vessel for men to learn somehow.
And maybe that's it too.
Maybe they're not being creepy, you know? Hopefully.
Things we don't know.
Anyway.
But I truly do hope that. So, anyway, yeah.
We'll catch you guys in next week's episode. Bye.
Bye.